Well, hello, ladles and jelly spoons. It's Aegis, and I'm bringing you a commentary today on the FAL NWAG, the 5th installment of my NWAG series. And this gun wasn't too difficult to do it with, but it did take me a pretty decent amount of time because the FAL isn't a very nice gun to use until you've got the holographic sight. And this is my second account this is on. And on this account, I didn't have anything unlocked, so when I started the FAL, I had to use the iron sights, then the red dot sight to unlock the holographic, and the red dot sight's off, and the iron sights are terrible. And I don't mean to complain, but eventually I end up getting 150 kills before getting the nuke. As you'll see in this game, I earn 150 kills with the FAL, which is pretty annoying, but yeah, never mind. I'm not really here today to talk about the gameplay, and I'm trying to make that a tradition now, not to talk about the gameplay as much as possible, because the gameplay is boring. We've all seen nukes from Aegis before. We know Aegis gets the occasional nuke. Who cares, right? Lag on that bullet, by the way. Flippin' heck. So yeah, I'm Aegis. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm not really Aegis. I'm Charlie. My name is Charlie, and a lot of people will know that because a lot of people are on Skype with me, and a lot of people know me from school. So hello, ladles and jelly spoons. Most of you jelly spoons. I think in a recent poll, in my insight on YouTube, it says 2% of my audience are female, but I don't know if I believe that or not. So, yeah, I'm Charlie David Jackson. That's my full name. Or if you want to be really grammar Nazi about, no, grammar Nazi, God. If you want to be really strict about it, my name is Charles David Jackson, and I'm from England. Specifically, I'm from the north of England, and when I was born in a town called Barrow, and of all the accolades a hometown can have, mine has the prestigious accolade of being Europe's #1 nuclear submarine producer. What a brilliant thing to have, right? Not really. Let's be honest. So my hometown is the hometown of nuclear submarines. It's called Barrow-in-Furness, as I've just said, and it's a great town. It's pretty degenerate, actually. It's got quite a lot of nasty stuff going on. It's quite run down, but it's about 60,000 population, and I lived in a small town outside of it for 1.5 years. Until we moved across the road, and it's a town called Dalton, and we lived in a house, and we bought a house across the road when my sister was born, which was my second house. So yeah, you might have heard on Skype actually, my sister and my brother occasionally. I live in my house with my sister, my brother, my mum and my stepdad, and so yeah, just to clear that up, because a lot of people ask me if I've got any siblings, and that's that. And so, moving on with the story, when I was 5, my dad died, and we waited a year in the old house that we had, and then my mum met another person named Colin, and he is my stepdad now, that I know and like a bit. They have a bit of an obsession with turning the internet off, so never mind. When I was 6, actually, we moved up to a town called Millham, which is 1/6 the size of Barrow, and I only stayed there for 5 years or so because my stepdad had to move houses because of his job. My parents are both ministers, interestingly enough, in the Methodist Church, and that's a story for another day when I'll talk about a bit deeper about religion, because I find that a very good subject to speak about, even though it's quite a touchy one and all that. I don't really mind that. So I was raised a Christian by my two parents. Obviously, I went to church a lot, and that stayed on for quite a long time. We moved to Wales when I was 12 after the first year of secondary school, and I didn't like Wales one tiny bit because the people there were not welcoming. They were, let's be honest, just bad people. They rejected me before I'd even begun to settle in because I was English, and it's not good to reinforce such stereotypes like that. You can't practice real life by something you've heard in general. It doesn't make sense to me. I hate stereotypes, but stereotypes happen. And have a group hug, lads. Stereotypes happen. And it's not fair, but we'll have to live with it, just like noob tubes happen, you know? So, in Wales, I was the easy target because no one liked me, and making fun of me was the obvious thing to do because it made you more popular. People seem to think it made people more popular. Obviously a stupid thing to believe, but... So I was the obvious insult post, we'll call it. And I think it made me a more laid-back person there. Because if I were to attack someone who was calling me names, say, I'd probably have the whole school on me because I was the English person, I was the outcast. Whereas in England, we can joke about Welsh people and say, oh, look how faggoted they are, they like to shag sheep. We can say that in England, but say it in Wales and they won't be very happy with you. So one day, these gang of 7 bullies, or 8 bullies, tried to attack me when I was walking to church. Doing the most innocent of things, you know. Imagine if you want, in your imagination, that I'm wearing a Red Riding Hood and carrying a basket full of eggs or something. So I was doing that, was walking along, let's say hopping or skipping along, and out from the bushes come these wolves, or let's call them Welsh faggots. These idiots who tried to attack me. So one of them comes up behind them, punches me in the back of the head. It didn't hurt too much, and it's not a good thing to punch someone in the back of the head because it really does hurt you more than it hurts them. Let's be honest. I've punched someone in the head before and it frickin' killed my hand. So don't do it. Life tip, pro life tip. Don't punch someone in the back of the head. So they do that and they run in front of me, and I honestly can't remember what they said to me. I do remember not saying anything. I remember thinking it through, glaring them in the eyes, as if to say, wow, what pricks you really are. And then I just turned my back and I walked off without looking back. You don't look back to show that you're fearful. I didn't do anything that might have been perceived to be stupid, so I was pleased about that. But later I did decide that it would probably have been cooler to say something like, why don't you take me one-on-one instead of having 7 of you versus me? And you don't try and attack 7 people when they're all against you. This isn't Search and Destroy on COD. You can't play against that many people and win, or play. God, it's just not doable. So, I think what I did was the right thing to do. So after that bad experience in Wales, and I'm going to stop ranting about my life because you don't want my life story. Oh well. Here it is, ladles and jelly spoons. Next time I'll have a much more interesting subject of physics and religion for you to listen to. So I hope you'll enjoy that more than this. But just for now, I want to get this out of the way so that you all know who I am, where I'm from. So after this horrible year in Wales, we moved to Birmingham, where we stayed for 2 years, and we had an awfully good time. It was very good, and we drank lots of tea and ate lots of crumpets, obviously, because that's what all English people do. So we did that all day, yeah. No, Birmingham's a very multicultural place. There's 1.2 billion people there, and I think half of them are not white British, so it's very interesting, very, very interesting place. I made loads of friends from different cultures, and I loved living there, and I was really, really upset when we had to move down away. We had to move to Banbury, and this was halfway through my GCSEs, or my, I don't know what you'd call them in any other language, but my GCSEs, my secondary education certificates, General Certificate of Secondary Education. That's it, isn't it? Lol. So yeah, that was a bad experience. But when I actually come down here, I was accepted very well, and I'm forever grateful for those people who know me now. And hello, Sam Ellis, if you're watching. We used to joke about, like, I don't know, I think we met in IT, and it's been some good times. And I'm glad everything panned out as it did. Next year I'll be moving on to university, and hopefully I'll be able to continue my YouTube. I don't know what you'd call it. I'm not going to call it a career, but whatever it is. More interesting subjects tomorrow. Sorry for dragging this out for so long. Thank you guys for watching very much. This has been Aegis, and I'm going to go to bed now. Night night.